Hi, I'm Seth, and welcome to Show 4, Season 9 of The Pulse.
And even though we're not at school, we have a big show just for you.
Before we were all told to stay at home, we were almost ready to put together a show.
So let's get going and watch some of the pieces we finished.
Up first, let's start with a new commercial for Mark's Coffee Club.
And then it's a promo for Student of the Day.
Oh, today. At least I had this last bit of coffee.
When you can't wake up, there's Mark's Coffee Club.
Hey, use a cup!
Have you nominated someone for Student of the Day?
Where's that voice coming from?
Have you nominated someone for Student of the Day? Well, have you? No? The Student of the Day and the nominator can win $10.
Maybe I should vote for Student of the Day.
Too slow. Student of the Day brought to you by Redeemer University.
Now that you have all this extra time on your hands, why not discover some new music?
Great idea.
Here's a music segment by Matthew Donko.
Hi, and welcome to the Jukebox, the show where we celebrate the albums that deserve to be remembered. I'm your host Matthew, and today we're going to be covering an album with some very iconic album art. No, it's not Abbey Road, and no, it's not Thriller. Today we're going to be covering Pink Floyd's 1973 album, Dark Side of the Moon.
Pink Floyd was formed in 1965 with original members Syd Barrett, Nick Mason, Richard Wright, and Roger Waters. Barrett left the group in 1967, and David Gilmour took his place. This lineup released 10 albums, the first being 1969's More, and the last being 1979's The Wall. Released in 1973, Dark Side of the Moon helped to shape progressive rock and music in general into what it is today. It was one of the first albums to have tracks that flowed into one another.
I like Dark Side of the Moon because of the way it sounds, how it's experimental.
I like Dark Side of the Moon because it's unique and it's interesting to listen to.
Dark Side of the Moon helped to shoot Pink Floyd into the mainstream, as it was the first of their albums to reach the top 40 in the US.
Because when I was 15 years old, around grade 10, one afternoon I was in my room and it came on, and I listened to the whole thing start to finish as one thing, and that was a really neat experience.
Without Dark Side of the Moon, there wouldn't be rock music as there is today.
During the recording sessions, the band brought in people from the street and asked them questions like, "Are you afraid of dying?" Or, "The last time you punched someone, did they deserve it?" At one point, Paul McCartney and his wife came in, but their answers were ultimately not put on the album.
Listening to the album opened up my mind to a different style of music, so made me more aware.
You have to dig deep into the lyrics and figure out what they mean.
It has been rumored that the album syncs up with many movies, most notably The Wizard of Oz, although the band has denied it being intentional.
I had a friend in high school who was kind of an acquaintance, but through that music we became much closer, and he's my best buddy now.
It's time for Teacher of the Week.
Let's see who it is this week.
How long have you been teaching?
This is my 5th year.
What do you like to do in your spare time?
I like to golf. I coach my son's hockey team, and I like to work out and listen to music.
What thing or event or time do you most look forward to at school?
That's a good question. Definitely the first morning coffee with Mr. Hoving and Mr. Heimbuck from Mark's Cafe in the morning. That's good. And then also, I would say 3:01 when the last bus is left.
Could you tell us a little bit about your family?
Yes, I can. I'm married to a woman named Rachel, and we have a 7-year-old son named Colton and a 5-year-old son named Ezekiel.
And what do you guys like best about Mr. Dykeshorn's teaching?
That he is very interactive with each individual, especially in STEM class.
What kind of things do you do as a vice principal?
Sometimes I worry about the buses and the bus routes. Sometimes I plan different events with the other vice principals for the school and for the students. I work with students who maybe don't want to be here or don't want to be in their classes some of the time, and also some of the students that really love it here or love some of their classes. So it's a wide range of things that I do.
How is it different from being a student back then, being a teacher now?
Well, there's some new parts of the building, like the science area and the atrium didn't exist. I have to go to class now.
Favorite food?
Sushi.
Favorite book?
The Hunger Games.
Favorite sport?
Volleyball.
Middle name?
Paul.
Favorite color?
Blue.
Favorite pet or favorite animal?
I don't like animals.
NFL or CFL?
NFL.
.ca or .com?
.ca. Hi, my name is Mr. Dykeshorn, and you're watching The Pulse.
We may not have another episode coming up for a while, but you can always check our previous shows on our YouTube channel.
Let's take a look behind the scenes at a Pulse planning meeting.
Okay, you guys, we just need one more solid, good idea. Anybody? Anybody?
Oh, I've got an idea!
Usually in the Pulse, we only have about one thing going on. What if we changed that? What if we just had everything going on at once? Enjoy.
Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it.
Peanuts are peanuts. Peanuts are peanuts.
I said it.
Peanuts are peanuts. Peanuts are peanuts. Peanuts are peanuts.
On second thought, that's not going to work. Now we're going to get some biblical wisdom.
Followed by another episode of Recycle Right. And then it's a brand new segment, but we won't ruin the surprise.
The Bible is full of wisdom, like these verses on joy.
Shout for joy to the Lord, all the earth. Worship the Lord with gladness, and come before Him with joyful songs. We all have responsibilities, roles, or tasks in our lives, but always make your day joyful with God in your life and the people you love most. May God fill you with all joy and peace as you trust in Him, so that you may overflow with hope by the power of the Holy Spirit. Joyfulness is a beautiful thing, something you wish to always experience. True and whole joy is a gift from God. Have you created joy for someone else today?
The Bible. The first step is to open it.
not that hard. Paper and cardboard in the blue box, containers in the beige box, and garbage in the black box. Recycle right, a message from eBlock.
What really happens in the staff room? Episode 44. Here comes the airplane. What happens in the staff room? Stays in the staff room.
We are so grateful of our sponsors, Redeemer University.
Let's take a closer look at Redeemer.
Think you can change the world with a paintbrush? A melody? A listening ear? How about from an office, a classroom, or lab? Changing the world is about using your gifts in big ways and small, wherever God calls you. You serve Him and your neighbor when you think, create, praise, share, speak, cheer, research, write, listen, ask, lead, and love. From law to journalism, business to education, science to art, Redeemer prepares you to make a difference in a complex global world, to pursue your career from a kingdom perspective, and to follow Christ's call to transform communities and culture. Redeemer invests in the whole person, body and mind, heart and soul. Whatever you plan to do, wherever you hope to go, every square inch of this world belongs to God. It all matters. Think God can use you to change the world? We do.
This is Rory. You're watching the Pulse.
Finally, we're going to show you a final project from last year's Communications Technology class.
This video is made by Dennis, Gabe, and Alex.
This is Great Heist.
Hey, what's going on here? Nothing. No.
You're probably wondering how I got into the situation. So what did I do? Well, over the last couple of weeks, or a few days, give or take, I've been planning to rob my school's film studio. Yeah, I know. For camera equipment. A lot of it. I needed the money desperately. So what is a guy like me about to get slammed into a locker for by his teacher? It's a long story actually, so let me explain. My name is Dennis. I'm in grade 10. Right now, I'm on my way to the principal's office. It all went down actually yesterday, but my principal was so busy that he didn't even have time to see me. Here's how it went down. This is Russell. He's a nerd and spends all of his time on the computer coding. The reason I needed to see him was because there was a rumor he changed a few people's grades. I needed to ask him to change mine, because if I got straight A's this semester, my parents said I'd get that new Toyota Sequoia. Slide over. Okay. I need you to change some grades.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No. Okay. I know what you want. You want money. How much?
2,000.
2,000. Can I get any discount? 1,800? 1,700? Anything?
Nope, same price for everyone.
Now, I had a reason to rob the place. From there, I went to Johnny. Hey, Johnny.
Hey, Dennis.
Johnny's the only guy I know who could pull this job off with me.
So what do you need?
He could get away with anything. A few months ago, he broke into our school's phone charging room. Yeah, we actually have one of those. And he stole a bunch of students' phones. Got away real clean too. I've heard he sold them off on eBay or something. So after that, I planned everything out. I needed masks, different backpacks, and gloves. I recorded the different times my teacher would leave class at lunch in order to get back. I looked around the studio room for equipment as well with the most value during my film class. I even got a few others I know to help out. One to get rid of the bags, the other for the door. You can never be too careful. It took 2 weeks. Before we knew it, it was time to follow through with the plan. Once the teacher left, we went inside and Rob waited there. And then, we were in. It seemed like the perfect plan. But then everything came tumbling down.
I can't remember where I left it.
Well, I guess I could look in the classroom and see if I can find it.
Hurry up. Let's go, Dennis.
Hey! What's going on here?
Nothing. No!
Hey, who are you?
I'm nobody.
Take it off.
No.
Take it off.
No.
I'll take it off.
No.
Dennis?
No.
What is going on here?
No. Nothing. For some reason, in the middle of the whole thing, Robert, the guy who was supposed to watch our backs, left to go to the bathroom. And then, after 2 weeks of Mr. Johnson coming back to the room at the exact same time, he decided to come back earlier. Now I'm here. I haven't seen Johnny, and I don't know what happened to the other bag. I'm guessing with both bags, the take would have been around $6,000. Looks like I'm going in now. I guess it's over. The principal probably wants me to answer for the rest of the equipment that was unaccounted for. Johnny thinks we're going to censure him, but I'm not. It's been a week. Today's report cards.
I need a report card. Good job, son.
This is for Dennis.
So, you're probably wondering how I didn't actually get expelled. It turns out that Russell discovered our principal had a lot of financial irregularities when it came to pieces of the school budget. Anybody want to ride?
Well, that's it for the episode of The Pulse.
We may not have another episode for a while, but you can catch up with our previous shows on our YouTube channel.
Have a great day, and we'll see you soon.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.
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 Bye. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.